I'm Adrian Calloway, and I'm 36 years old. I've always been involved in the construction industry. Houses, offices, projects, all built from scratch with my own two hands and a lot of sweat. My wife, Bianca, is 34, a lawyer whom I supported. Financially through law school, walking the walk with her while she competed, missing out on my own opportunities. After 8 years of marriage, I felt we were as firm as the foundations I lay for a house, a sturdy base upon which to build her dreams, our life. Yet, that night, everything I thought I knew burst wide open. It started innocently enough. Just another spring dinner with her parents, her brother, and her sister. The regular cast of characters who never failed to make an appearance, looking at me like I wasn't quite good enough. We were short on seats, so I volunteered to bring 2 foldable chairs from the garage. As I walked out into the cool air, my boots scuffing the concrete floor, I heard Lila's shrill voice inside. "It's obvious that you need a divorce. I still can't believe you wed this worthless man." Her response sent a shiver down my spine, but Bianca's words ended my nausea. "Already working on it. My lawyer says we can take half his business too." I stood there, hands on the chairs, my breath trapped in my chest as if struck by a punch. All those late nights I toiled to support our marriage while she studied, all the times I told her how proud I was of her, it meant nothing. I could have retaliated, could have stormed in. But something in me, something I've always been good at, kept me cool when the ground shook. So I grabbed those chairs, fixed a smile on my face like nothing had happened, and stepped back inside. The brisket was still warm on the table. I served it up, carrying plates around while her family chattered on, oblivious. Bianca looked at me across the table, her eyes warm like always. I smiled back, nodding along as her dad droned on about some golf game. But inside, my mind raced. How long had she been arranging this? Who was she really behind that smile? I kept my hands steady, carving my meat, sipping my beer, pretending to be the same old Adrian they all knew, the man who didn't make waves. But I wasn't that guy anymore, not after what I'd heard. They assumed I was stupid, some dumb construction worker they could walk all over, but I'd built my life brick by brick, and I wasn't ready to let it fall without a fight. While I sat there, chewing slowly, I started thinking. Seriously thinking about what I'd do next. I didn't have a plan yet, but I knew one thing. I wasn't going to let her see me break. Not tonight. Not ever. I'd play along, keep my cards close, and figure out how deep this betrayal went. The chairs creaked under me as I leaned back, watching her giggle at something Lila said. And I wondered, how many more lies were hiding behind that lovely face? 8 years. And I'd never seen it coming. But now my eyes were wide open, and there was no going back. I passed the mashed potatoes to her dad, asked him about his swing, and let the dinner continue on like nothing had changed. But everything had, and I was already starting to feel the ground shake beneath me. The first tremors of something massive. I'd built my world strong. But Bianca was going to find out I wasn't the pushover she thought I was. For now, I kept smiling, kept serving, kept feigning. But the second that dinner ended, I started digging. Because if she wanted half my business, she'd have to pry it from my hands first. Act T2 rehearsed in my brain. There's an issue with the business. A key client might walk, and I'm panicking. I was considering, could you host a meal tomorrow night? Have your family over? Let them counsel me? I'm over my head here. I let my, shoulders slump, my eyes drop, playing the desperate spouse card hard. She cocked her head, and I saw it. A glimmer of smugness, like she'd won something. "Yes, honey, of course," she said, reaching out to pat my hand. "I'll invite everyone. Mom, Dad, Nolan, Lila, we'll figure it out." Her voice was all syrup, but I could sense the wheels churning behind it. She thought I was crumbling. Thought this was her moment to appear wonderful as I pleaded for scraps. "Thanks," I said, giving her a weak smile. "I truly need you right now." She nodded, already texting, and I walked away. My heart hammered, but my face remained calm. The hook was placed. I spent the rest of the day prepping, not just the house, but the real plan. I cleaned the dining room, set up chairs, linked the projector I used for client pitches to my phone with the recordings I'd been saving, her voice from the garage, the emails, the bank documents, every aspect of her betrayal, ready to play. Then I walked to our bedroom, pulled out a blank set of divorce papers Miles had given me just in case, and left them on my nightstand, the corner peeking out from behind a book, subtle but apparent. I wanted her to see them, to wonder, to sweat a little. By the time I stepped out of the shower that night, towel around my waist, the papers had moved, shifted an inch. The book nudged aside. She'd been in here, seen them. But when I entered the living room, she was on the couch, paging through a magazine, her face serene as ever. "Dinner's all set for tomorrow," she said, not looking up. "Mom's delighted to help." I nodded, drying my hair. "Fantastic. Thanks." She didn't mention the papers, didn't flinch, simply kept up her pretense, like she hadn't looked into the storm I was brewing. I almost admired it. Her nerve, her skill to lie so flawlessly. But it only made me more motivated. The next day, I was a machine. I grilled steaks, set the table, printed more copies of her emails just in case, and double-checked the projector. I put on my old flannel sweater, the one she always said made me look like a hard-working guy. Sell the story. Make it look like I was rattled, out of my depth. She came home early, helped with the salad, and kept tossing me little smiles, like she was enjoying this version of me, weak, desperate, hers to manipulate. I let her think it. The trap wasn't just the supper. It was the long build, the way I let her family walk in believing they were coming to save poor Adrian, only to flip it all on them. I vacuumed the rug, my mind racing over every step. How I'd start with a toast, how I'd flick the remote. How her voice would flood the room and break their lovely little universe. Bianca suspected nothing, too busy texting Nolan about wine selections. Too convinced I was the same man she'd married, the one who never pushed back, but I wasn't that person anymore. I carried the steaks inside, the smell filling the house. I watched her murmur as she set out plates, oblivious to the bomb I was about to drop. The divorce papers had rattled her. I could feel it, even if she wouldn't show it, and tomorrow I'd rattle her further. She believed she was playing me, but I knew her game, and I was better at it. The doorbell would ring soon, and I'd be ready.